What it do, my good people? It's your boy JB with my co-host Jocelyn Knows Sports, and you are tuned in on this wonderful Wednesday evening to the Black and Gold Show, Bama State Women's Flag Football. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome in, wipe your feet at the door, and get comfortable because it's gonna be a great show. Jocelyn, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I am doing amazing, better than I deserve, and I'm excited to, be an honorary Hornet and kick it with my folks in them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Hey, we too blessed to be stressed over here. You already know how.
Amen.
You
Amen.
Yeah. So before we get started tonight, I want you guys to first of all, if you're watching this on Sports Talking with JB's YouTube channel, please go over to Jocelyn Knows Sports either after the show, or you can go over right now and come back, or whatever you want to do, and subscribe to Jocelyn Knows Sports on YouTube, and you can follow her on all social media platforms as well, and follow Sports Talk JB on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're at 900 subscribers on Sports Talking with JB.
Let's do it.
We on the home stretch trying to get to 1,000. So if we can get to 1,000. Matter of fact, we are 30 days away from the Black and Gold game from April 11th. If we can get to 1,000 by April 11th, we might do something real special for y'all if y'all want to come out and support.
I know that's right.
Yeah, we're going to put that out there. So while y'all watching, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. First thing first, hit that like button. Subscribe to both YouTube channels and share this to your people, because we talking Bama State. We're talking women's flag football, and only on the Black and Gold show is where you can get this content. So before we get started, let's do our sponsors, because we got a great show for you guys tonight. But first of all, this is sponsored by On the Sports Talking with JB Podcast Network, Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz. If you're in the market for a new Benz pre-owned vehicle, just looking around, or you ready to purchase, visit the location at 217 Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama, or you can visit the website for all the inventory at jackingrammercedes.com. Proud sponsor of the Sports Talking with JB Podcast Network. Also sponsored by my favorite and your favorite apparel brand when it comes to the HBCU, especially the Bama State Hornets, the Yard Apparel brand. Check them out at theyardapparelbrand.com. And let me go ahead and put this out there. New shirt alert. We got a throwback Hornet tee. It's coming. Now, this ain't even out yet. Shout out to my guy Demetrius. He sent me this. He said it's coming at the end of the month. But he showed me right here, so you getting the exclusive right here, right now. The throwback Hornet tee is coming soon in a couple weeks. Make sure you get you one. I got me one on the way, and I will be wearing as soon as I get it. And I'll get you one.
Right.
I got to get you one.
I was waiting. I didn't want to be petty in the background, but I definitely was waiting.
I got to get you one. But y'all go shop at theyardapparelbrand.com. Make sure y'all go do that. Got to show love to the sponsors. But like I was saying, it's going to be a great show tonight, Jocelyn. You ready to school the people on some flag football tonight?
Just like Beyonce, I'm schooling life. So, I'm ready. I know we had what was it, last episode? Actually, a few episodes, people kind of wanted to know some of the rules, the regulations, and largely how are the teams set up on the field, because it's very different. It's some similarities to tackle football, but very different. So I'm excited to kind of get into the weeds of it tonight, and hopefully we have some dialogue. If you have a question, put it in the chat. Don't be afraid to ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. The only time a question is stupid is when it's not asked.
Ooh, that's a bar right there. I like that. I like it. Yeah, so if y'all don't know, man, if y'all been watching this, haven't been watching, or you just stumble across, this is my wonderful co-host. She's the ambassador for flag football. She's an advocate for women's sports, all things women's sports, and she's embarking on this passion project with Alabama State and the flag football. So she's joining me for this whole flag football season. We'll be at games, and some of the games we can't make, one of us will be there, but we're going to cover this thing all the way around. So Make sure you guys support us, and we appreciate everybody who has been supporting us. And it's just simple, like as liking the post or sharing some things and subscribing and just doing things like that. The small things matter. Small things definitely matter.
There you go.
Shout out to the players though, like the players out there for Bama State, some of the recruits, who've been showing love on social media, who support our show as well. Definitely a big shout out to all the girls out there, and keep doing y'all thing, right? Because we're going to keep supporting y'all.
And more player interviews to come.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I love chopping it up with the girls. They make me feel young. What's that movie, Mean Girls, that keep me young?
Yeah. We ain't gonna call no ages out on the show tonight, but you already know we up in age. We're a little up in age, so we lean on them to keep us young.
There we go.
Absolutely, we definitely lean on. Shouts out to Sanquinetta. Hey man, y'all come in the chat. Y'all leave us,
hey,
show
girl.
us some love.
Hey,
show us some love in the chat tonight. So we definitely gonna be talking rules of the game. This is live episode 3 for the Black and Gold show. Also, check out on Sundays, we do the Bama State recap show, flag football. And we did an interview with Coach Poole last week. So thanks everybody who did watch that show. And shout out to Coach Poole for giving us his time. So tonight, before we talk about the rules of the game, we do have 2 games on Sunday. We got 2 games on Sunday coming up. Yes, we do. So this is the schedule for this week. You got both games will be at Huntington College. So I know y'all see ASU Stadium on there. Disregard that. Both games are at Huntington.
April Fools.
Yes, early. So March 15th, right? Let me put it on the bottom of the screen. So March 15th, Sunday, 11 a.m., we play Huntington College at Huntington College. And then we'll be playing Hendrix College. That school is where is that school, Jocelyn?
Conway, Arkansas.
Okay, so that's a school from Conway.
They sound like they still, have pig feet down there, probably some Kaneka sausage.
They probably, yeah, they got some. They probably got more than that. They probably eat possum and coon down there. Hey, they probably got some good possum and coon. Some ratatouille.
So
so Hendrix College, so they're coming all the way from Arkansas to play at Huntington. So this is what they call a tri match. This is when you play 2 games. It's going to be 3 games. Mm-hmm. And we don't know if somebody may play in between. Most likely they'll be playing after us. I don't see why they would start earlier than 11 o'clock. So if I had to guess, we play Huntington first. Then we play Hendrix College, and then Hendrix and Huntington will play each other after that, if I had to guess. That sound about right, don't it, Josh?
I feel in my spirit that may be the way it lines up. But sometimes too, like they'll switch the order of the games depending on the team's preparation, especially if you got the Hornets right there and you got Huntington right there. If Arkansas is having trouble or they're a little bit late, they may end up being the second game by default just because of travel. So you never know. Sometimes life be life, man.
Yeah, that's true. And to be honest, they should play early and play your game or whatever 2 games and then get on the road. But
get on out of there. True.
That's neither here nor there. Shout out to Alvin Moore, man. A good supporter of the podcast. Appreciate you, Alvin, for sure. So yeah, those are the 2 games for this weekend on a Sunday. If y'all can come out and support, if you're in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, wherever, if you can drive up here and support these girls, they really need your support. This is an important game, Jocelyn. Before we move on and talk about the rules, this game is very important. As you guys know, we took a loss last Saturday at home against Point University, 27-14. So this is a bounce back game for Bama State. And Huntington's a good team. They've been winning.
And they lost to Huntington last year. So I think all roads lead to getting our lick back. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So very important game. And would you say, I'm going to ask you this question, Jocelyn, would you say this is a must win for Bama State?
I don't think it's a must win this early in the season, but I think it's gonna be a win.
Mm,
Just
mm.
from with speaking with Coach Poole, speaking with the girls, I think it's just gonna be a bounce back game. I think it's more about them, less about Huntington.
Okay.
Because I think they're equally as talented. And I think they're hungry to win. I think they were just battling some injuries last week. Had some mishaps on the field. Again, I'm never pointing the finger of blame at a student athlete, but you can't have that many turnovers and expect to win. So I
Yeah,
just don't expect to see the same thing on the field this week.
absolutely. Very well said. Also, you mentioned injuries as well. Hopefully, we can get CC back. If not, both CCs back, quarterback and a receiver.
And we
So
not talking about Sierra. We talking about
no,
the two lovely ladies on our team.
yeah, absolutely. Number 3 and number 26. So
26, yeah.
if they can't come back, then of course we need some other girls to step up. They did step up. Like I mentioned on Sunday, we had a couple girls step up. We just need our superstars to be superstars too, right? Like Janiyah Random Moss Oliver. She gonna do what she do. Jasmine Dunn. You need Kilolo, right? So you're gonna need, and I can say, we can go on and on, but those 3 names stand out to me because those are the girls we expect to put points on the board. Those are the ones we expect to show up and show out, right? So definitely need our stars to show up and show out at Huntington on Sunday for sure.
And also keep that same energy with Hendrix. So we don't want just one win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's not forget. Let's not
Let's
forget
not
about
forget.
Hendrix because that's a school. It may be a sleeper, right? That's a
I
school
know.
that they just got a team. So, they're trying to fill themselves out.
Trying to get
So
their name out there.
absolutely. So we're looking at, okay, let's not just focus all the way on Huntington. You still got to focus on Hendrix because they may come through, and steamroll you. So and those try matches are very, very tricky.
Yeah.
Like
You got to have great conditioning. I think a lot of people who are just getting into the game don't understand, like with flag football, these young ladies and the men, it's men that play flag football as well, but you have to
mhm.
be in good shape. Like you have to be conditioning. Condition is such a big thing because we'll get into it a little bit more as we go through some of the rules. Most ladies play both sides of the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
So they're playing almost a full hour 30 minutes. So like if you're tired, your performance is gonna show.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And it's hot out there too. I
Oh, it's
mean,
getting warm.
last Saturday, it was hot. It was hot. You got to stay hydrated. And to piggyback on the try matches, why it's so difficult. Remember the first home games? They played 2 games. Like they dominated the first game. Then the second game, it was kind of lackadaisical because you jump right into another game. This other team had been sitting.
Yeah, you
So
might get a 10-15 minute window.
right.
But then too, like, your adrenaline high. Most of them ain't just chilling out them 10-15 minutes. You're still stretching out, you're still throwing the ball, you're still catching passes. So you don't really ever sit down, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. You just got to catch a little breather, get you some H2O, and eat your banana, some, watermelon. Make sure you get your hydrates and just be ready to go,
And then, ladies, if you listen to me, put your little mustard packet or a little pickle packet in your pocket. It's very easy to cramp up while you're out there in that heat running around. I know when we were at the game, the cramps, like,
Oh
well, not our team as much as the other team. No shade, no tea. But they were cramping up really bad to the point where they had to come out the game. So, like,
yeah,
when it's heat, water sometimes ain't enough. You need a little bit of electrolytes or, a
yeah,
little sodium in your system.
absolutely. Especially when you get down to that second or third game.
Yeah.
Deep in that second half, it's gonna be a bout of attrition. We
Mhm.
know that. So we're gonna get to the rules of the game. Jocelyn came up with this great chart I'm gonna display. So I know some people asked, I know Hornet Sam asked, some of y'all in the chat asked how this game is played. Like, what are some of the rules? Because if you're new to flag football, you may be a little bit wondering what's going on. Because Jocelyn, didn't we? I know, was it Ross or Cable? Somebody was like, they was when they was watching the game, that first game when we were there, and they was like, they just want to see what's going on and watch them
Oh,
up
it was
close.
Dr. Ross.
Yeah. So like, it's a lot of people who want to support, and it's a lot of people who watch these games, but they may not know exactly everything that's going on. So Jocelyn put this chart together right here, and basically it's 7-on-7 football. And I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain this diaphragm. And I got some questions. I'm gonna ask you just some simple questions so we can put everybody on game to how the game is played.
Okay. Well, one, thank you. I appreciate you with the compliment. I mean, I'm sure somewhere my first and second grade teacher are just very proud of my artwork. I'm just kidding. I'm not much of an artist, but I try to make it as simplistic as possible. And then, of course, I want to put a couple of little hornets on there for the black and gold.
Mhm.
So with flag football, you can play 5-on-5, but we're giving the example of 7-on-7 because that's how Alabama State plays. So we're focused on our team, and I'm pretty sure that's how they play on a collegiate level, regardless. So
Right.
that's how we're gonna learn it. So the Hornet is really the most important person on this field because that's the quarterback. And then you have the little gold hearts, that's your offensive players. So this where you can kind of get a little bit, creative depending on what the play call is. You go from wide receivers to running backs to a tight end. Just kind of depends on the play. But if I was just keeping it simplistic, I would refer to everyone out there as a wide receiver because everybody is eligible to catch the ball and run. So that makes it more simplistic. And
Okay.
then the honeypot, not the honey pot like you guys are thinking, but the
Mhm.
honey pot in this situation is the center because the bee needs the honey in order to survive.
Okay.
So one thing interesting about the center or the honey pot is that once they snap the ball back, they are now eligible receiver.
Okay.
So you can see them sometimes just going and field of play. And I think that is effective when I know we talked before about the difference sometimes between CC and Aubrey. So CC is more of our mobile quarterback, and Aubrey is more of our gunslinger.
Hmm.
So I think a center is very uh, useful when you got a CC in the game because she's a mobile quarterback and she's looking for that short throw, right?
Hmm.
She's ready to dump it off if she doesn't have a lane to run. That center, boom, 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 is right there. They're the closest one to them. If there's not like a play call, or let's say the play call that they had going on, it ain't available no more. That's to me the best option.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on offense before we move to defense?
I do have a question. So
Uh-huh.
now you those five hearts that spread out wide, those are the wide receivers that are eligible to catch the ball. Also the
Mhm.
honey pot. Once she snaps that ball back,
She's an
that-
eligible receiver.
so she could just go right out for a pass.
She can. Yeah. That's why I said but she has to wait until what do you call it? The defense. Once we get to the defense, I'll talk about the rusher. They
Okay.
normally after the count of 5 can rush the quarterback. And
Got you.
so the center is kind of in the way.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
hey Mimi,
What's up,
hey
Mimi?
girl, hey.
Welcome in.
But so the center is kind of like, they can't tackle, they can't block, but they're
Can't
kind of
touch them.
like being a decoy. And so that's why she in this situation would be a better short throw or dump off because everybody else is spreading the field running the play.
Right. So so you can't block like touch. And
No.
I see them like if you have like a running back, let's say one of those gold hearts move in front of the quarterback behind the center, like playing like that H back position. Um, you can't touch with your hands, but I see them with their hands behind their back, kind of
It's
like
more or less like they're using it almost like a decoy.
in a screen,
So
setting the screen.
yes, yeah. So you can have like a almost like a unintentional screen because they're really just in the way. Like how you
Right.
said, they can't use their hands. They can't really use anything. They're just like running in front of the quarterback, so to say. But
Mhm.
I mean, you ain't really gonna get that far from that. Cause like and we'll talk a little bit more about rules, but it's not the same as a tackle football first down where you just need to pick up 1 yard or 2 yards. Like you gotta get to the first down from midfield. So that
Oh,
little shifty, unless, sometimes CC got the jitters on.
right.
Sometimes that does work, but I don't think that's a very effective play.
Okay. So before we move to defense,
Okay.
offensively, so how many yards does it take to get the first down?
It's usually about 10. Well, actually, it's to midfield. So, like, once they first get the ball, they have to go to midfield. And then after midfield, is basically touchdown. It's not
Oh,
the same as like for where your first down is like once you pick it up after 10 yards. So,
gotcha.
like, that's why you will see almost like a turnover on downs more often than you would, with flag football. If you notice, there was a lot of punting going on.
hmm Yes. So if you're close to midfield, 9 times out of 10 on fourth down, you're gonna go for it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if you're very close, like that's when they'll start counting the yardage. I think a little bit more because you'll see, especially if you have a mobile quarterback, if you are, I'll say like 3 yards from midfield, a rush
Mhm.
makes sense. If you
Yeah.
like 10 yards from midfield, I probably wouldn't do it.
Want to do it.
But you also, I remember when we were at the first game, the first home game, and you and I were talking. If you notice, Coach Poole punted way more than going for it. Because
hmm
like sometimes even if you're at that five yards or less at the midfield, it's just not the same as where you could just have a dominant running back that just, it's not like
Yeah.
a fullback running back situation where somebody's just blocking for them, they're gonna make it.
Right.
So I think logically, I probably wouldn't go for it on the fourth down unless it's like 3 yards or less.
Right. And you can. I saw some plays where a girl comes in motion and catches the direct snap and
Yep.
maybe go gets a couple yards. You know what I'm saying? So that's. I mean, you can do all of that in short yards situations.
It
But
just
like
really kind of depends on the play call because, like, this is just kind of telling you where the 7 people are on the floor, but those five you can spread out anywhere.
anywhere, yeah.
It's just those two, the quarterback or the B and the honeypot. They're not moving, right?
Right.
It's the center and the quarterback are not moving. You could set up a play where you got two wide receivers running out. Let's say I'm looking on the right side and I put Jazz and Janaya on this side,
Uh-huh.
and I got Jazz basically running the slout route in between, and then I got Janaya running down the field, or vice versa. On
hmm
this third side, I can have Kilolo playing more of a tight end position where I'm just setting up a play with her to catch it over the middle because she's a stronger body and she's shifty.
Yeah.
And I can have a running back. Let's say I got Sade
hmm
on the other side of Kilolo, and then on the other side have someone go
Yeah.
down as a second wide receiver that got the jetter. So it just kind of depends on the play call that Coach Tony calls of how
Absolutely.
she moves those five players. But you ain't gonna do too much with the other two.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know a Johnny plays center, number 6. A Johnny
Okay.
Douglas. Yeah, she does great in that position too. And she catches a lot of passes, like you say, the center can catch passes. So she
Yeah.
catches a lot of passes, on the dump off too. Especially
And I
like
think it depends on the quarterback.
and especially on like if you're trying to get like the extra point, the PAT. So when you score, you can go and get 1 point, you can go get two
Yep.
points. Yeah. So we're gonna get out to all that after we get to defense, because I just wanted to put that out there for
Yeah.
everybody asking about how do you get a first down. You got to get the midfield, and then after you get the midfield, you got to
You
get to the
got
end zone. Absolutely. Got you. And before we move further, it's an 80-yard field, right?
hmm
80 yards. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So defensively, now talk about the defense. You got the Black Hearts, or talk about what they do.
So the defensive players, again, it depends on the coach play call. I don't know if Coach Tony or Coach Poole calls the defense, but I'll just say Coach Poole in this instant because he's more of a defensive guy.
Right.
Uh, how they're spread out is how he calls the play. But you can only have 7 players on the field. Now, this is kind of when I talk about the conditioning and how players can get fatigued. Because like I'll use my girl Janai for example. She normally is gonna play wide receiver and safety or wide receiver and cornerback. That's a lot of running. That's a
Yeah,
lot of running for the game.
yeah.
And I know for a fact that I saw Kilolo play every snap but one snap at the first game.
Mhm.
And so that is a lot of running because she's normally going to play like that defensive back position.
Right.
So again, it depends on the play call, but I will also say it kind of depends on the person's fatigue. If you have a play that's a wide receiver that's running long out routes, I probably wouldn't put them on free safety or safety
Mhm.
because you just running the hell out of them for an hour and some
Yeah,
change.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, think about this: you got a wide receiver, so you playing wide receiver and you playing cornerback. So if you play the whole offense possession at wide receiver, and it's like a long possession, then you go on defense. You got to cover the wide receiver on defense. You're playing DB, so you're gonna be a little tired. So that's why conditioning is very important. Like you mentioned, all these girls that play both ways are Travis Hunters out here, basically.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, some of them I would say are kind of closer to Deion Sanders and Travis Hunter because the the ones that are the jitters are the ones playing those deep back positions like the free safety and the safety. So when you think about Neon Dion, you think about his time as a cornerback more than his time as a wide receiver, honestly. And so it just kind of depends on I would say it depends on the opponent of how much you're gonna see on the defensive end. Because if you got a team that's putting up, I don't know, 60 points, I hope not, but we're gonna be playing defense a whole lot more than we're playing offense. So in that situation, I feel like you gotta play your more talented player more on the defensive side than the offense. But if the other team is, pretty even keeled, then you want to have your stars ready to, run the plays to them on the wide receiver route. Now, one player I didn't really touch on defense because I wanted to spend a little extra time with is the rusher. So if you see, it's a black heart right in front of the honey pot. They are the person assigned to snatch the flag off of the B. So they're the ones doing that silent count. Sometimes they're doing the count out loud, but after those seconds pass by, they got free game to rush to B and to the big B and then take the B's flags off. Now it depends too. So sometimes, depending on the play call, you can have two rushers or just
Yeah.
how you have it set up. But normally, regardless of whatever the play is, you will have at least one rusher to rush the quarterback.
Now, just me looking at this diaphragm and also in memory of seeing some plays where I saw two rushes come after the quarterback.
Mhm.
After, of course, after you count to five or whatever. And hold on, before I say what I'm about to say, let me ask you this. If you count to five, does the referee know you're counting to five? Can they hear you? Because
Yeah,
if I
well,
just
they
go,
have a count too. Like that's just the rule. You can't approach the line of scrimmage until after that count.
because I mean,
Even
if
if
you,
it's a silent count, everybody know the count.
because I could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just take off. I mean, do you have to be like 1, 2, 3,
We
4?
I think you have to count it like the regular way. You can't just be like 1, 2, 3.
I mean, you know how we used to play in
I
the
feel
street
you though.
ball. We
I
used to
do
play
feel
five
you.
Mississippi. We used to play five Mississippi street ball, one Mississippi, two Mississippi, three, and then go. That was when we played street ball. So it's similar to that,
Yeah.
except you pulling flags. Now, what I was about to say about the two rushers, because I've
Okay.
saw plenty of times where,
You can
all
have
right,
two.
if the quarterback is sitting back there patting the ball and looking for somebody to throw, both of them rushers coming. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get your flag pulled or you're gonna make a mistake and probably throw a pick. So we would suggest the quarterback. Quarterbacks is very important, like you mentioned. They have to make quick decisions. They have to be accurate on the throws. They have to make the right decision because you can't just sit back there all day long and just throw it to whoever because the rush is gonna come. And looking at the diaphragm, like I was just saying, you got 7 defensive players, uh, and you got 6 people going out. So that one player is keying in on quarterback the whole time. So it once that 5 count is up, it's 1-on-1
I
quarterback and
want to
defender.
correct that. I think it is a 7 count.
7 count.
That's
Okay.
why it probably seems longer than 5.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
again, I think it goes by the play call, but it can be 2 rushers just as long as they identify themselves like
As
when
a
they come
rusher.
onto the field, and that's
Yeah.
how the referee knows the count. Because like let's say me and you both a rusher, and you identify yourself, I don't identify myself. You do your count. I'm just out there running. That's a penalty because I
Right.
never even said that I was a rusher, and I think that can confuse the offense really. When you have multiple players on the field. So like as you were saying, the quarterback has to pay attention. You
Mhm.
not only do the referee need to see them acknowledge that they the rusher, the quarterback needs to notice that they're a rusher because they could be coming from the left and the right. And if you're a runner and you're trying to go to one side, you're gonna get ambushed.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Shout out to TJ. What's up with you, brother? Thank you for joining. Thank you for tapping in. I'm trying to see if I got any more questions for this defense. So, of course, no tackle. Now,
Yes. I
if the
mean, yes,
offense,
no tackle, not yes tackle.
yes. So I've seen on occasions if the offensive player loses their flag, like the flag falls off, you could just 2-hand touch them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But so I remember me and Khalil were talking on the sideline for the first game. Some of them would try to take it and run with it, like not necessarily on purpose, but
Mhm.
you have to be very careful with that when you're doing a 2-hand touch and the flag falls down because your momentum may force you to shove this person.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
I think at one point our players kept getting flags because their momentum was shifting them to push.
Mhm.
And so like that gets tricky. You don't want to let the player keep going. But it's hard to stop momentum when you in a full sprint or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but that's why you'll see like a bunch of penalty flags sometimes with that rule because even that rule has a little bit of like um you have to protect the safety of the player
Yeah.
primarily. So yes.
And it's sometimes it's hard to do because, like you say, the momentum. Like we saw our young lady CC get a concussion, just going up for the ball, and the player comes down and elbows or hits her right here, and we also saw our quarterback, the other CC, get hurt just from just running and getting hit the wrong way. Like somebody going after the flag, the momentum takes them, hit them in the leg. So things happen just because of how fast paced the game is.
And it's
You
a
don't have
physical game. I think
yeah,
people get wrapped up on the fact that it's flag football. Like it's still football, and like concussions aren't actually uncommon in the sport. Because when you're running or when you're like having two bodies coming towards each other, it don't matter if you're like, oh, I need to stop, pivot, and take the flag off. Like you're going to hit the ground or you're gonna run into that person. Cause you'll see the ladies like tumbling, flipping all over the place, trying to get to the flag, trying to get to the ball. So I think people think just because it's not designated as tackle, it's a soft brand sport. Like it's a very physical sport, regardless.
absolutely athletic. I remember seeing Kilolo diving for the pylon for a touchdown, like just stretching all the way out, rolling over. Like, man, it's very like you have to be athletic. It's a lot of display of athleticism, far as being shifty, trying to make the opponent miss your flag.
You have to be
Uh,
strong too. I've seen like Jasmine, I would classify her as pretty petite. I saw
mhm.
3 bodies come off of her
Yeah,
when
see,
she
that's
just
what I'm
was
saying.
running through them. Cause like they're not just reaching for your flag, they reaching for whatever they got to do to keep you from scoring a touchdown. Cause they'd rather have a penalty marker than
Then
6 points on the board.
we actually saw a few tackles because of that. Like somebody get past you, hey, let me just go ahead and just tackle them down so they won't score a touchdown. I'll take the penalty.
Yeah.
Just like a pass interference. You'd rather have that pass interference than to have that touchdown on top of your head.
There you go. And
So,
they and you I mean, but we see that, college games, NFL games where
right.
they'd rather take the penalty at the goal line and put the ball on the 5 yard line versus give up, the touchdown. So
Hmm.
that ain't a surprise to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the game, right? It's part of the
Yep.
game.
Winners
So,
win.
yep. So, to sum it up, is no kicking. The only kicking you will see is punting, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying it. Yes, the only time there's a kicker on the field is punting. You do have 2-point conversions, right? So you'll see a player. I mean, once a touchdown is scored, you'll see the 5 on the board. So you have an option of going for 1 point or 2 points.
Well, 6. They
Um,
give you 6. So if you go for 1 point, it'll be 7. You go for
Oh
2
yeah,
points,
yeah, yeah. And then you do the
yeah.
other one, you get 8. So
Uh-huh.
you do from the 5-yard line is 1 point worth 1 point, and then from the 10-yard line is worth 2 points. So it just kind of depends on what the coach calls for a play. Like I think like to me that's the most similar thing with tackle and flag. Actually, with any sport, the commonality of it goes by the play call.
Right.
Some situations you might need to go for 2. Some situations you may only need 1 point, or sometimes you want to go for the jugular and just start dominating right off the bat. So it just kind of depends on what the play call is. But if it was me and I was a coach and I'm going for that 1 point off the 5-yard line, I'll probably do a short dump pass.
Right, right. And sometimes we've seen the quarterback take off and get it.
Yeah. Especially if you have a mobile quarterback.
Right. And also those extra points are very important, especially when it's a back and forth close game, because if we keep scoring touchdowns, you may miss one of your extra points. I'm making all mine. Guess who's gonna win? Me. You know what I'm saying? So very important to get those extra points, whether it be a 1 or 2.
But it's also like what makes it similar to tackle football, I think, with the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line is the play calling is very similar. Like you're gonna either mobile quarterback, like quarterback run, or a dump off to the running back, or you might have the tight ends post up, in the end zone. So I think the play calling at that time becomes very similar.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you might just go back in the end zone, fade route real quick, boom. So
I think we saw that in one of the games.
We did, yeah. So, like I say, this is very important, and because an extra point, yeah, you can make if you was kicking, yeah, it's sure you go give them a point. But now the 2-point convert, you were not kicking extra points, so you got to go for 2. That's a whole extra play, and you only get 1 play unless it's a penalty. So, very important for you to get those extra points along with the touchdowns.
Yep.
So, I think that's all the questions I had. If anybody got any questions that's watching, if anybody, y'all put some questions down, because I think Jocelyn, you have done a great job explaining this.
Thank you, and I appreciate you assisting me. It's been a long day, so some stuff I was like, "Oh yeah."
So the time, okay, time. So what is 4 quarters? How long are the quarters?
Was it 10 minutes? 10 minutes per quarter?
I think it's 10, or was it 15? So I think they play an hour, right? Because I know a lot of them is running clock. I see the clock.
They do like a 15-minute halftime and then a 15-minute after the game. Let me make sure.
Okay. I know they run the clock a lot, and I think you still get 3 timeouts. Each half they get 3 timeouts. And I want to say they got a 2-minute warning. So the 2-minute warning is after every period. I do remember that. Yes. They give you the 2-minute warning. But I'm very sure that they
still 10-minute quarters.
10-minute quarters, and they do the running clocks.
And then like your halftime is usually 15 minutes. And when they're after the game is 15 minutes. I know most people don't care about after the games, but it matters for flag football because, like how JB said, it's more of a try-match style. So you have to give some kind of break or rest prior to the next game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And those timeouts are important too. You had those timeouts in a close game. You're gonna need those timeouts. So I mean, it's similar. It's a lot of similarities to tackle football, but like we mentioned, it's you're pulling flags. We're on a shorter field. We're on an 80-yard field. You got to get the midfield to get the first down. Then you got to get to the touchdown. We ain't kicking no extra points. You're going for 1 or 2 on an offensive play every time. And trying to, it's something else I'm missing. And it's 7-on-7, ladies and gentlemen. It's like 7-on-7, right? You won't have no offensive lineman. You don't have no defensive lineman. You just really got DBs, safeties, a rusher, your wide receivers, your center can go out and catch a pass, and then you got your quarterback. So very fun game. Very fun game, very exciting game to play, and it's fast paced. Not a lot of stoppage in flag football, and it's very fun to watch. When I would say when I was down in New Orleans, the first time I got to see these girls play live, I fell in love with it right then because I'm like, damn, this game is very exciting. Yeah, very exciting. So Josh, you got anything you want to add? I think we've covered majority of the rules.
I'm trying to make sure it's 15. I mean 10 and not 15.
Okay.
I go back and forth with the high school girls and the college girls. So I'm just trying to make sure.
Okay. Okay.
It could be 15. I want to say college, maybe 15.
Maybe
I'm just
15,
re-looking.
But make sure y'all if y'all can come out on Sunday, if you want to watch these girls play live on Sunday, those are the times. The location is at Huntington College, right here in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a tri-match. So they'll be playing Huntington College and they'll be playing Hendrick College. So 2 games for Bama State on Sunday. First game is at 11 a.m. We don't know if the matchups may change, but if you get there at 11 o'clock, Bama State is going to be playing. So make sure you come, support the girls. Far as I know, it's free because I know if you come to ASU, it's free.
It's free.
Yeah. So all you got to do is show up, right? And definitely, I'll be there for sure. Probably going to give you guys, if I can get there early enough, and if I'm allowed to, I'll probably give you guys a pregame show. I tried to do it last week. I was unsuccessful because I had so much going on. But
I was going to say, weren't you with the spring training last week?
Yeah, I was at the spring practice. So, yeah, it was a lot going on. But this game is on Sunday. So, I'm going to get up bright and early, go out to Huntington, and I'm going to try to set up and give y'all a little pregame show, see if I can do something down there. But it should be a great day for football. Should be a great day.
I'm excited.
No crazy weather or nothing like that. So, come on out and support, man. Just come to Huntington, and you'll see flag football going on. You know Bama State will be there. Let's look at the schedule one more time before we go. So after this week, we don't have any games next week. The next games will be those 2 Florida matchups on the 27th and 28th against Warner University and Weber International. Jocelyn will be at those games. I may go, I'm not sure. But you can definitely catch Jocelyn there. And then we got a few more games after that. Life University, got Columbus University. We got the big Fiesta Bowl, Flag Football Classic. So we got a lot still left to go.
It's a lot left to take for the ladies. I will have to miss this next week. This Sunday. What's the day? I am working this weekend. I'm for my other job.
Yes.
Got a lot going on with March Madness tournament. So I will be I'm a football girly at heart, but I'll be very invested in basketball this weekend. So if nothing else, y'all need to go represent the girls for me because I need to know if they won, how much they won by, did they snatch it out the air? I need to know.
Well, you know I'm gonna hit you with some highlights. I'm gonna be there trying to get some highlights, trying to get as much as I can get. And we're gonna still do a recap show. We'll still do a recap show on Sunday. Like, it's gonna be a lot going on. Selection Sunday is Sunday, right, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
We got Selection Sunday going on. It's gonna be a lot going on. But
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, we still locked in with Bama State flag football for sure, man. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. Make sure y'all do us a favor and hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow Jocelyn Knowles Sports on all social media platforms. Give her a subscription on her YouTube channel. We are simulcasting right now. Like we would do each and every show. We're going to simulcast until we try to grow this thing out. Just keep supporting Bama State flag football. When you support us, You're supporting Bama State flag football and Bama State tackle football because we still got that coming. It's spring football time. It's flag football season. A lot going on right now with Bama State. Stay locked in with us.
And we're excited about April 11th because we're going to try to merge this thing. We're going to merge this thing.
Listen, y'all. April 11th, very important, right? April 11th. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. In the incoming weeks, we will give you more information. But April 11th, we definitely going to give you something at the Black and Gold game. Bama State has a flag football game that day as well.
Last home game of the season.
Last home game along with the Black and Gold scrimmage game. And I think it's going to be Connection Day, something Khalil said. It's going to be a lot going on April 11th at ASU. So we just want to throw that out there a month in advance so you
get prepared.
Make preparations for that, right? Make sure y'all make preparations for that. So we ain't going to hold you no longer, Jocelyn. Appreciate you like I do each and every week, man. You the best, one of the best co-hosts anybody can have. And I appreciate you for joining me and allow me to help you through this passion project that you're doing with the flag football journey that you are on and sharing the show with you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the Black and Gold family. I feel like, sometimes it'd be a lot going on, but I'm always happy to be around my people. And for who don't know, I'm a Gumptown girl, so I really, really am passionate about being able to shine a light for Alabama State women's flag football team. And I appreciate JB and all of y'all for helping me do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like I say always, man, the support, we embrace it. We embrace the support, and we just want to give y'all some good content that you can be proud of. You can say, hey, these are my people. They cover Bama State flag football, and they do it well. So that's what we trying to do, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to both YouTube channels and share this to your people. If they love Bama State, they love flag football, women's sports, and they want to support, tell them to come on over here to Sports Talking with JB and Jocelyn Knows Sports and check out the Black and Gold Show. Till next time, we out of here. Go Hornets!